Hi there, this is Aaron. Today is Sunday, the 27th of April, and it's day 47 on the allotment. I think this is probably just going to be a quick video today to catch you up with a couple of things that I didn't show you yesterday, because my main focus is to carry on and get these beds weeded. So I'm just going to crack straight on with that and talk to you in a little while. One of the other things that I can show you is how the chilli plants are looking now that they've been potted on, and also how some of the ones from last year are starting to produce chilies. I've been washing up my pots from last year. These are the ones that I transferred my chilies into. I had 8 last year, but I only had 5 plants, so this year I can only pot on some of them now because I've just realised I've got to go down and buy some more pots. So we're going to be potting on 8 of the chilies. Now these are the pots that had the domes that go on top that sort of make sure they stay in a nice little propagator. So hopefully they'll still be keeping warm. I'm also hoping that the propagator tops are going to mean that the cats don't get at them, because you know, they're very well. They managed to strip a fairly large seedling, and so little seedlings like this they're going to make short shrift of. Anyway, let's see how we get on. And here are 8 of the most grown chilies, which I've just potted on. I've made a better job of some than of the others. I expect some to die because some of them really didn't pot on terribly easily. I've put them as deep into the soil as I possibly can because I've been told that's how they grow more roots. I think in doing that I may have actually damaged a couple of them, but I'll leave them out here in the sunshine. It's a nice warm day, and we'll see if they can recover. You can see this is one of the chilies. There's 3 remaining here that have all actually now got fruit on. You can see that these are, well, they might not be big by other people's standards, but they're very big by my standards. It's interesting because they're all growing across this way, and that is the way that the sun moves across, so they're following the line of the sun. I think that given that the chili plant that I have taken down is sort of faring okay, that I can actually take these down now, and then I think sort of day-long sun rather than just following the track through the window of the sunshine will result in sort of some good chilies. So these are the chilies that we started last year, that we overwintered, and it looks like we're getting there. And you can see, if I come in closer now, you know, there's actually quite a few Scotch bonnet chilies on these. This looks like the best fella here, and is coming along very, very nicely, but there's chilies all along here, right to the tip. So I'm very pleased with these. Now through the foliage, I don't know if you can see that these are the seedlings that we repotted a couple of weeks ago, and they're all doing fine as well. They're sort of standing up. I've taken the dome covers off these because, yeah, what was happening, because it's so wet at the moment, that a little bit of water wasn't really drying out, and I know that chilies don't like to be too wet. So I've taken the domes off so that you know, hopefully that will help them come through, and that they can grow up. This is another windowsill that has now got a cat on it, and this is a perfect example of why I've put the domes on the chilies. Because if the domes were not on the chilies, these cats adore chili. Now, I don't know if you can see, but actually these have grown up pretty well. This one's actually starting to touch the top of the dome. All of these have recovered as well. This is another window that gets the morning sun, and so they've really stood up and survived their repotting. I have now got some other plant pots as well, and so I'll be repotting the remainder of the chillies out too. These are the remaining seedlings. They're all doing very well, and the ones at the front that have been getting the most light, they're definitely ready to be pot on. So that's great. It looks like all of them have survived being potted on. I was a bit worried about some of them. I've got some more pots now, and so I'm going to be potting on more of those as well. So all looks good on the chilli front, and I've brought another one down here because the first one that I brought down is suffering no ill effects and is actually growing. So I think I can start to transfer my chillies down here, which will be a great relief to everybody, but a bit of a disappointment to the cats. The ground hasn't been watered, but you can see there's water collecting. This clay really does act like a sponge, and water just sits on top, so that's obviously why nothing is growing further down than where you can see that broad bean, and why they get progressively smaller from the middle, which is actually a high point. You can see this ground is starting to subside away. So need to think about how I'm going to do this, but I think a raised bed there is going to be the best bet. Well, it's been a big job to do, but if you can see here at the bottom of all of my broad beans going along the line, they've all now been weeded, and everything that isn't meant to be there has been pulled out. So I am very happy that now I have broad beans that are unimpeded. Coming around to the other side of the broad beans, and I've actually cleared away weeds from this side as well. You know, there was couch grass coming back. This is as far as I've got up, but I mean, I've covered over what I'm going to be planting in with more cardboard, because as you can see, the cardboard was starting to break down. It's not very long before this bed is going to be in action now, with broad beans and with peas and with runner beans, and then also I need to get my French beans and my borlotti beans on the go. I was starting to get a bit worried about the garlic. One of my allotment neighbours came over and said give it some sulphate of ammonia, and then came over with sulphate of ammonia. So I've actually given this a sprinkling of sulphate of ammonia. I don't know if anybody has an opinion on this, and if you've used sulphate of ammonia. It's not a great deal, and the idea is that next time it rains it will wash into the soil so that the garlic will get a feed. I think the best thing I can do here is weed everything out, which is a job I'm going to do next weekend. I can't do it now, there's not enough light left. Yep, that's what's happened with the garlic. Yesterday I could see potatoes peeping through. Today everything in this first batch, you can see even in this one, they're really coming through. They're really coming through proud. And actually this first bag, if you look in there, there's a very proud potato in there. They are going to be ready to earth up next weekend, so that's another job that I will be doing then. Now I've seen other people's elephant garlic, and theirs tends to be taller than mine, but my God, it and are fat. I don't know if there's something that I should be adding, or maybe this is just a different variety. It just came in a pack that said elephant garlic, but I thought this was supposed to be taller. But certainly you can't argue with how big those shoots are. I now know that the thing I didn't do last time was to put a mulch down of some leaf mould after I'd weeded it, and that's the bit, and that's the why I've now got weeds coming through again. So I'll know better next time. And that really does bring us to the end of the day. There's still lovely blue sky up there, but I'm not going to have that much light left, so I'm going to pack up now and get home. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on The Allotment. Goodbye.